Good afternoon, children. Actually, good evening. First of all, please respond and confirm if you can see me and if you can hear my voice. From my device, I can say that my voice is clear, but I want confirmation from you guys whether you can hear my voice clearly or not. Very good evening. Royal Clash, Abhishek, Swapnil. Good evening, everyone. So this is a session, this is a more basic, fundamental oriented session, but the sets that we are going to solve, they are really good. Okay, the sets are based on primarily data interpretation. Okay, my voice is clear, right? Fantastic, very nice. Ritika, Surya. Okay, so first of all, my name is Raj Kumar Jha. I have been teaching for CAT for almost 24 years now. Next month, I am going to complete 24 years. Okay, I started teaching in 2000, October. And since then, I have been teaching quantitative ability and data interpretation. Very clearly audible. Thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Okay, so I appeared in CAT almost 18 times. And I scored more than 99.99 percentile in quant, 99.99 percentile, total 11 times, which includes 6 times 100 percentile in quant. I have also scored 99.6 plus percentile at least 7 times in data interpretation and LR, okay. Sometimes I also lost track which year was it and so on. But yeah, the idea is that there's a lot of hard work that has gone into it, and at the same time there is a learning process that has to be followed. So that's the reason that we're sharing these sessions for you guys. Okay. So today's session is about very basic concepts of data interpretation. Very basic concepts. Okay. Which will also involve different types of graphs. So one example that you see on the board right now, it is pie chart. Okay. And we'll try to see how to read the question first of all, and then what is the process that we should follow, what are the important things that we note, and so on and so forth. You have to understand that in data interpretation there is no formula as such. Whatever formula you have studied in maths, quantitative ability, the same things are going to be used here as well. Okay. So the idea is that the overall, the wholesomeness, the completeness, I'll say wholesomeness of the process is important. Okay, just हवाबाजी करके जल्दबाजी करके DILR में अच्छा perform नहीं कर पाएंगे. So there's a lot of patience that is required, calmness that is required. So calmness, during the chaos. Okay, so when you are like totally surrounded by a lot of noisy things, उसके अंदर शांत रह के क्वेश्चन पढ़ना, बेसिक चीज़ों को ध्यान रखना, उनको कैसे बोलेंगे अंडरलाइन करना, उसके ऊपर बीच बीच में उसको दिमाग में रखना और रिकॉल करना एंड सो ऑन. ठीक है. सो व्हाट वी विल डू इज देयर इज वन सेट व्हिच इज बेस्ड ऑन पाई चार्ट. पाई चार्ट इज वन वे टू रिप्रेजेंट डेटा. पाई मीन्स बेसिकली सर्कल. So you can see that some information that is mentioned, some information in words, some information in the graph. So instead of doing any kind of कुछ हवाबाजी और भूमिका बांधने से अच्छा है, let's do some work. Let's try to learn how to read the questions and how to solve them. Right? Agreed? ठीक है? So waste नहीं करते हैं time. I'll give you first 5 minutes to you. Just read it. Just read it. I'll be able to read your comments if there is anything that is confusing for you. If there is anything that you are not able to understand in words, sentences, ask me. Okay. Clarify anything that you want to clarify. If you have seen this for the first time, tell me what do you see and so on. I'll be here. I'll be with you. I'll read it with you guys, and then we'll try to see how to solve it. I have written out of 360 degree. I want you to read every word very carefully, with a lot of calmness, with a lot of simplicity. Do not complicate it from your side at least, okay? If there is anything that you need clarification on, put the message. I can see your messages. Though there is a time difference, but I'll be able to see and I'll be able to answer. Make sure that you have pen, paper with you. Use pen, paper. This I always say in all my sessions. When you go for the CAT exam, they give you a good thick booklet which has around 16 pages and a pen. So they never tell you कि आप पेन मत इस्तेमाल करो. So कोई फालतू का दिमाग नहीं लगाना है, पेन पेपर इस्तेमाल करना है wherever necessary. Yes, till now, does anyone need any? Okay, very good. Aman has asked the first question. Whatever is the question that comes to your mind, you mention it. ठीक है? किसी को लगे कि मैं क्या silly पूछ रहा हूँ, नहीं, वो आप decide नहीं करोगे. No doubt is silly doubt. Okay? Now, degree. Degree is angle. पता है बेटा angle? Angle में जैसे हम degrees का इस्तेमाल करते हैं. For example, 90 degree. That is the degree that we are talking of. So if there is a full circle, that means the angle made is 360 degree. I hope that is clear. Those who are seeing it for the first time, geometry में जो angle, degrees उसकी बात करते हैं is the same thing. Is my language clear to you guys? Sometimes I am using Hindi also. I hope that is fine. Please respond and confirm. Please respond and confirm if my language is fine for you guys. Aman, did you understand the degree part? Very good. You know, for example, here, just check everyone, the sum of these values, because they are given degrees. These are given degrees, 75 degree, 82.5 degree, 37.5, 90, 45, 30. This total is 360. Can you check that the sum of all these values should be 360? Does it happen? Please check. Check and confirm that it is 360 degree. वैसे ही दूसरे वाले में भी 48, 24, 96, 72, 24, 96. This total should be how much? 360 degree. हाँ, मिक्स मत कर देना, अपनी तरफ से मिक्स मत कर देना. This is a different table or a graph. This is a different pie chart. This is a different pie chart. But individually within this circle, total angle should be 360 degree. All these are presented in terms of degrees, angles. Very good. In a way, you can also say that 360 degree is divided. Do you understand that? Is divided among 6 parts in both the cases. 360 degree is divided among the 6 parts. So we can identify the individual shares. 360 में से कितना किसका share है, that we can find. The only thing that you have to be careful about is the first one is about speeds. Is it? Distribution of speeds, right? The second one shows the distances. First one is about speeds, second one is about distances. So your first target is, can you find this individual speeds? Can you find simply the individual speeds and the distances? And that's also the slightly tricky part where some people find it difficult to understand. See, what is happening? किसी ने कुछ तो distance travel किया होगा, right? A would have traveled certain distance, B would have traveled certain distance, C would have traveled certain distance. The sum of all those values the total sum of all those values is 750, right? Out of those 750, whatever A travels, that represents 48 degrees, right? That B travels 24 degrees, corresponding value to the 24 degrees, and so on. Okay? So I want you to try and focus and yes, Abhinav, you are right. Very good. Jyoti, क्या पूछा आपने? I missed it, so you can ask again. Don't worry. Don't worry about the silliness of the doubt or the question. Okay? If there is any doubt anyone is facing, ask me. Brosen, it says into 100. Into 100 किस चीज में बेटा? What are you saying? Well, I mean, which item needs to be multiplied to 100? 100 we do when we have percentages. This is not percentage, okay? This is not percentage. This is degrees. So that is another good way to understand. In percentage, our base becomes 100. In pie chart, our base becomes 360. In percentage, our base is 100, whereas in pie chart, the base is 360. Alright, so what we will do now is, we will try to understand this, okay, and try to solve it. I am going to the next slide. There we have a little more space, okay, and there we will try to do these calculations. We will try to identify individual speeds and distances. Fine? Can we go ahead? Can I see some response? No sir, that was my mistake. Okay, no problem, no problem. 360 by 10 is 36. By that E can find 37.5. Yes, very good, Vibhuti. Perfect, perfect. So I am going to the next slide. Yes, Sakshi. So you can see the share, meaning of the word share, that this 75 is out of 360. Okay, so this is our fractional share and the total value is 240. The total sum of all of them is 240. So 75 by 360 into 240. Very good. Let's go to the next slide. There we have more space and we'll do the calculations one by one. Sum of the speeds in all 6 boats in still water is 240 km per hour. Okay, so I'll take this one. Fine. This is 240 km per hour. Try to understand that 240 is the sum of speed of A, speed of B, speed of C, speed of D, speed of E, speed of F. This 75 is the angle. 75 is the angle. Okay, so how do I relate to 240? Okay, so speed of A is equal to 75 by 360. अगर ये percentage होता तो 75 by 100 करते. Here the base is 360. Here the base is 360. Right? So 75 by 360 into 240. How much is it? 12 2s are 12 3s are and 3 cancels 75 25 times. So 25 into 2, that is 50 kilometers per hour. Are you guys with me? You know, if I want to find speed of B, ab dekho, even calculation has its own very interesting things. Identify them. 37.5 is 75 by 2. You decide which one to use for calculation purpose. 37.5 or 75 by 2. That is your choice. So how do I go about it? 75 by 2, okay, divide by 360 into 100. Now here, do I really need to do this calculation, or can I say whatever was the speed for A, exactly uska आधा हो जाएगा? Whatever was the speed of A, it will become exactly half of that. That is 25 kilometers per hour. I'll wait for a response on this. Do you understand that? जबरदस्ती calculate करना है ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है. We can keep seeing that. Perfect. Yes, Arham. 75 out of 360. You know, this total angle is 360. जैसे हम percentage में करते हैं, 75% होता तो क्या करते हैं? 75 by 100, 75 degrees है तो 75 by 360 ऐसा करेंगे. The way we do in percentage, 75 by 100 into something, here for 360 base it is 75 by 360 into that 240. Vibhuti, it is not exactly CAT level, but it is a good CAT level question. CAT में हमेशा difficult question आता है, ऐसा नहीं. There is no 100. 100 आपको कहाँ दिख रहा है? There is no 100 anywhere. हाँ, sorry, वो मैंने गलती से लिखा है. That is something that I have written by mistake. Anyways, so I think most of you see that 75 corresponding to that we have 50 kilometers per hour. So 37.5 will be 25 kilometers per hour. Is it clear? Speed of C, ये एक और निकालते हैं फिर आगे बढ़ेंगे. Speed of C is how much? 90. So 90 by 360 into 240. Now can I do this mentally? क्या ये लिखने की जरूरत है? 90 means 1/4. 90 out of 360 is what? 1/4. So 1/4 of 240, that is 60 km per hour. So one by one, what is important to see that yes, there is a lot of calculation, but can I do this calculation mentally? Can I not do this calculation on the basis of this? ये सारी चीजें आपको नोटिस करते रहने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है? Do you understand that? Yes, Rijwan, it is into 240. ठीक है? चलिए इसको 3 अभी छोड़ देते हैं because we don't know what is there in the question. See, another very beautiful aspect of data interpretation questions is there is an information given. It may look very highly complicated, but when you go to the questions, उसमें शायद कुछ हो ही ना, उसमें कुछ comparison की बातें हो, कौन सा बड़ा है, कौन सा ज़्यादा है, छोटा है, and so on and so forth. That we can answer. Some of the questions I can answer from that directly. आएगा सर स्पीड ऑफ बी में, हाँ वो कर दिया ना, अच्छा मे बी देयर इज अ लैग, ठीक है, राइट. नाउ लेट्स लुक एट द स्पीड पार्ट, सॉरी द डिस्टेंस पार्ट. डिस्टेंस वाले में देखो क्या है, द टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 750 किलोमीटर्स. द टोटल डिस्टेंस इज 750 किलोमीटर्स. ओके, now this is 48 degree, this is 24 degree, this is 96, 72, 24, 96. वाओ, क्यों वाओ कर रहा हूं? You see 24 के मल्टीपल्स हैं सारे, एक निकलेगा और सारे आ जाएंगे. If you are able to find one of them, you will get all of them, right? So if I try to find this 24, what is the distance traveled by? Distance traveled by B. Choose the smaller one and every other you will be able to find. Distance traveled by B. Distance traveled by B. How much is that? That is 24 divided by 360 into 750. If you remember the table, this is simply 15 times and 15 will be 5 times 75. So 50 kilometers. Now do I really need to do any other calculation in this? जल्दी से बताओ, और जिनको ये बात समझ आ रही है लाइक करके बताओ. Do you see that? Do I need to calculate? Do I need to calculate individual distances or मैं directly कर सकता हूं? This 24 represents 50 kilometers. That means this 48 will be 100 kilometers. 96 will be उसका भी double 200 kilometers without any calculation. 72 will be 24 3 times, so 53 times 150 kilometers. Again 24, that is 50 kilometers. And 96 will be 4 times, that is 200 kilometers. Are you guys with me? Yes. So distance तो निपट गया भाई. Okay. In fact, speed भी निपट गया. Speed भी निपट गया. देखो, this C90, this was 60 kilometers per hour. 60 kilometers per hour. So 45 will be half of that. That is 30 kilometers per hour, right? 30 will be 1/3 of that. That is 20 kilometers per hour, right? This 75 was what? This 75 was 50 kilometers per hour. And this was 25 kilometers per hour. Okay. Now what about this 82.5? एक काम करो, don't calculate it. Don't calculate that 82.5. ये सब ऐड करके 240 में से सब्ट्रैक्ट कर लो. कैन यू डू दैट? लेट्स प्ले विद इट. लेट्स एंजॉय विद दैट. आईना conceptually it is not a very difficult question. Process wise it is a little lengthy. Conceptually it is not difficult question, but calculation wise it will take time. It is time consuming. It is not even lengthy. It is time consuming. There is a difference between lengthy and time consuming. Time consuming क्या होता है? आपको पता होता है क्या करना है और आप करते जाते हो and you don't realize कि time खत्म हो गया. ठीक है? Lengthy में क्या होता है? दोनों चीजें होती हैं. आपके दिमाग में भी नहीं आ रहा होता, क्लियर भी नहीं हो रहा था कि करना क्या है, सोचते जाते हो और बहुत मुश्किल से आगे बढ़ते हो. ठीक है? Did you get this point? Difference between lengthy and time consuming? Time consuming is something that you are capable of doing and you keep doing it and you don't realize and वो आगे बढ़ते चले जाते हो. ठीक है? Anya has given such a beautiful idea. 45 plus 37.5. Very nice. Good observation. Keep your eyes, nose, ear, gutna open. है ना? You see, one of the children has just mentioned, what is it? 82.5. Can I just try to see that it is 45 degree plus 37.5 degree and it will make it so easy. So 45 degree के लिए था क्या हमारे पास 30 and 37.5 के लिए कितना था 25. So add these two and that will give us, ठीक है. So I think you guys are getting the point now that just don't assume anything कि अच्छा कैलकुलेशन है बहुत सारा होगा, अरे नहीं यार ठीक से ध्यान से देखो शायद और भी कुछ चीजें होंगी उसके अंदर. मतलब SB का 360 कैसे आया, कहां पे SB का 360 है? इट इज 25 किलोमीटर पर आवर. स्पीड ऑफ B इज 25 किलोमीटर पर आवर. ओके, राइट. सो वी हैव ऑल द डिस्टेंसेस traveled by them, we have all the speeds. Now can I also find the times? Let's do that. How much time they have spent in traveling the given distances at the given speeds? निकालो जरा. टाइम ऑफ A वो भी निकाल के अपने नोटबुक में रखो. टाइम ऑफ B, टाइम ऑफ C, टाइम ऑफ D, टाइम ऑफ E, टाइम ऑफ F. एंड अभी तक हम क्वेश्चंस में गए नहीं हैं. Here what we are doing is we are only analyzing the information given. Aman, it is 75 by 360 into the value. 75 by 360. 175 by 2 by 360 ये वाला. Into 240. अरे यार पहले मैंने उसमें 100 लिखा था. तो अमन ऐसे बताओ ना. नहीं अमन, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. यू शुड टेल मी कि सर वो जो 360 लिखा है वो गलत है, वहां 240 डालो. ऐसे बताओ. ठीक है ना? यस. मैं भी मिस्टेक करता हूं. आई एम ऑल्सो ह्यूमन. ओके, but what is why I would not bother about it? Because once I get this setup, remember the setup? Are you with me, Aman? सेटअप समझ आ गया तो मैं कैलकुलेशन करूंगा क्यों, इसको समझो. यस, हाँ. आई होप यू गेट दैट इमोशनल हाई ऑफ दैट सिचुएशन. आइडेंटिफाई दिस सेटअप. वंस यू गेट दैट, हु इज स्टॉपिंग यू? फॉरगेट द कैलकुलेशन, खत्म करो, उधर जाओ, सारा चीज निपटाओ. फील दैट एनर्जी. ओके, so perhaps I did not bother. The moment I got the setup from one of them, I just simply carried on. Yes, ठीक है. चलो, find the times. सबका time find करो. Find the times of each one of them. Okay, just out of curiosity, anyone from South India? Anyone from Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and not only South, Maharashtra? Because I also want to confirm that my Hindi should not create a trouble for you guys. Or are you finding it comfortable whenever I use Hindi? But don't worry, I'll repeat also. Telangana, okay. Whenever there is a trouble in understanding, just tell me, bacha, घबराना नहीं, है ना? Don't just write off, okay? Okay. Whenever you find a trouble in my language, you can tell me. Freely, okay? अच्छा, रिजवान सेज टाइम कैसे फाइंड करें. एक बात बताओ, जस्ट द नॉर्मल डेली लाइफ थिंग, डेली लाइफ सिचुएशन. ओके, डेली लाइफ सिचुएशन. इफ यू आर ट्रैवलिंग एट अ स्पीड ऑफ 50 किलोमीटर्स पर आवर एंड यू हैव टू ट्रैवल 100 किलोमीटर्स, हाउ मच टाइम आर यू गोइंग टू टेक? डिस्टेंस डिवाइड बाय स्पीड. 50 की स्पीड से 100 का डिस्टेंस कितनी देर में ट्रैवल करोगे? 50 किलोमीटर्स इन 1 आवर, 100 kilometers in 2 hours. Is it clear? Technically, how do you find time? Distance divided by speed. But otherwise, it is more like a daily life situation. Try and understand that if you can use the daily life situation, that would be better. Distance divided by speed. If I have to travel 100 kilometers, at a speed 50 km per hour, how much time am I going to take? Abhinav, you can do that, you can convert in decimal, or better ये रहेगा that you keep it in fraction. एक general rule है that time should not be presented in decimals. There is a general way of looking at it that you should not convert. Okay, Hasib is from Kerala, Surya is Hyderabad, fantastic. Good, good. Vaishnavi is Karnataka, fantastic. Anjali is Telangana. Whenever you find any trouble in my language, you can tell me. Sanat says, don't use Hindi. Okay. Sanat, I assure you, whatever I speak in Hindi, I will also speak in English. Okay. Don't worry. Yes. Hasib, you have found the time. Time of B. Distance is 50 kilometer and speed of B is 25. So 50 divided by 25. That is 2 hours. Let's go ahead. काफी टाइम हमने लगाया इसके एनालिसिस में. This is such a question which should not take more than 5 to 6 minutes in the analysis, right? यहाँ पे क्यों टाइम लगा? Why did we take so much time? Because we went through each and every point. We did everything in writing and so on and so forth. Even a normal student who is not great with mathematics will not take more than 5-6 minutes. Okay? Those who are fast will be able to just take a look and go ahead hardly 2 to 2.5, 3 minutes at max. Okay? Chalo, next one. Time of C. Distance is how much? 200 kilometers and divide by 200, hai na? So 200 divided by 60. 200 divided by 60. 20 by 6, 10 by 3 hours. Let it be in fractions. Don't convert in decimals. Time of D. What is time of D? Time of D is 150 kilometers divided by 30. Can I just write 150 by 35 hours? Do I need to mention everything? That you decide. Time of E. 50 kilometers divided by 25 by 2 hours. Can we do that? So slowly you have to look for ways where you can save time, where you can save space, and do that, use it. Okay, time of F, 200 divided by 55. So this is not directly divisible, so I'll write it. 200 divided by 55, cancel by 5, you will get 40 by 11 hours. Yes, can we see some confirmation whether you understand till this point or not? Do you understand till this point? Or did I make any mistake now? Did I make any mistake? I hope I have not. Time of D, let me check that. Yes, correct. 150 by 30, that is 5 hours. Fantastic. Let's take up the first question. What is it? Now, one part was analyzing the data. Now, the questions are, as I said, as I said, the questions may be time consuming, okay? Questions may be time consuming a little bit, but as far as I understand, they are not lengthy because of the process. We know the process. It is the calculation will take that much time. So follow the question, read carefully. There is a new concept now, upstream, downstream, upstream, downstream, and so on. This was distance, this was speed. So in your notebook you must have all these values, but for your help on the board I'll write. So this is 50, this is 25, this is 55, this is 60, this is 30, this is 20. Right, here it was 24. What was that? 24, 50. Be sensitive towards the units. Be sensitive towards the units. In questions, you may notice that there is a new concept now. In questions, you can see that there is a new concept, upstream, downstream. Upstream means against the stream. Downstream means with the stream. See, understand, this data that was given, it has nothing to do with upstream, downstream. This is an independent data. The information that was given, it was free from conditions. Now the questions have new conditions. So read carefully. Now the questions have new conditions. Okay, so I'll give you some time. See whatever you can do. If you're not able to do, no problem. We'll solve it together. Yes, if you are facing any trouble in any word, any sentence, you can ask me. Devansh, distance was given for upstream. No, that was clear. That was independent information, free information. Okay. This is a particular situation, right? This is a particular situation. Chalo, let's take up the first question. We'll solve it together. What does it say? It says, time taken by boat A to cover its upstream distance is 2.5 hours and boats A and C are traveling in the same river. Same river. The sense of saying same river is the river's speed of river or speed of stream is same for both the cases. Then what is the difference between the total upstream distance and the total downstream distance traveled by boat A in the same time in which boat C can travel 210 kilometers in downstream, right? So very carefully, one by one, we have to do it. पहले क्या है? Time taken by A to cover its upstream distance is 2.5 hours. Okay. So the distance traveled by A is 100 kilometers. Okay. So distance traveled by A, first condition that we are talking of is A. Distance traveled by A is 100 kilometers. Divide by in which direction it is traveling? Upstream. So अगर वो upstream travel करे तो 2.5 hours लगता है. Do you understand that? The question is telling you that if it takes 2.5 hours, I mean if it travels upstream, then it will take 2.5 hours. Whereas, you know, जब वो normally travel कर रहा था तो कितना time लग रहा था? 2 hours लग रहा था. When it was traveling normally, according to this information, 100 by 50, it was taking 2 hours. But the question says if it travels upstream, it takes 2.5 hours, right? So 100 divided by, now how do you mention upstream speed? How do you calculate net speed in case of upstream? How do you calculate net speed in case of upstream? X minus y. X is the speed of boat and y is the speed of river. Do we know this? If you don't know, just write it down. Downstream case होगा मतलब downstream means with the river. So downstream के लिए, for downstream it is net speed is x plus y. X is the speed of boat and y is the speed of river. Is it clear? Net speed is important. Okay. So in case of upstream, the river is opposing. In case of downstream, the river is helping. Okay. So here 100 divided by, what is the speed of A? The speed of A is 50. Upstream means minus the river speed, that is y. River speed we are assuming to be y. Okay. That is equal to 2.5. 2.5 is what? 5 by 2. So from here we have 2 into 100 divided by 5. 40 equal to 50 minus y. So this gives us y equal to 10 kilometers per hour. Do we understand this is the speed of river? Is there any doubt in this? Please respond and confirm. So this information was given to find the speed of river. Now whether it is A or C, the river is the same, means the river speed is going to be the same. Now the next information. What is the difference between total upstream distance and total downstream distance traveled by A in the same time? So now we are talking about a second condition. Let me change the color of the pen. What is the second condition? Same time. What is that time? First you find out what is the time. Okay, on what basis? Boat C can travel 210 km in downstream. How would you find that time? Distance 210 divided by second condition is about C. Okay, so 210 km distance, downstream speed will be x plus y. X matlab speed of that boat. Speed of that boat is C. Speed of that boat is 60. So 60 and plus R plus y, that is 10. So it is 210 divided by 70 and that is 3 hours. Is this clear? Fine. So ये हो गया, हमें टाइम मिल गया, जो टाइम चाहिए वो मिल गया. Now what is the question saying? The question is saying in this 3 hours find the difference between the upstream distance and the downstream distance traveled by boat A. Okay, now this is pretty interesting. What is the downstream distance traveled by A? Downstream distance traveled by A will be net speed 50 plus 10 into 3. What is the upstream distance traveled by A? That will be 50 minus R into 3, minus 10 into 3. And we have to subtract. If you look at it closely, 3 is common. Subtract karo, 60 minus 40, that is 20. 20 into 3, that is 60 kilometers. So the required difference is 60 kilometers, option B. It is just that you have to follow steps very carefully. The mistake of making any chance is really, really high. 40 कैसा आया? कौन सा 40 बेटा? कौन सा 40? कहाँ पे है? Where do you see 40? Where do you see 40? अरे हाँ, अब ये थोड़ा कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा, है ना? 100 डिवाइड बाय 50 माइनस y 5/2. अच्छा, इसका मतलब ये है, एक चीज समझो, इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू, यू नो, इस क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे 100 इंटू 2 डिवाइड बाय 5, दैट इज इक्वल टू 50 माइनस y. सो 5 cancels 100 20 times, 20 into 2 40. So 40 is equal to 50 minus y. Now इसका मतलब ये है, see, अगर ये कैलकुलेशन नहीं हो पा रहा है, कोई शर्म की बात नहीं है, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, ठीक है, बट दैट ऑल्सो मीन्स दैट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रबल इन वेरी बेसिक. जैसे हमने एक चीज बनाई है, नॉन इंजीनियर्स QA. प्लीज गो टू द वेबसाइट एंड चेक इट. सो दैट डील्स विद दिस काइंड ऑफ इश्यू, है ना? इसको आप करो. यू नीड टू रियली गो थ्रू दिस ट्वाइस, right? Because I would want everybody who is going for any competitive exam, CAT तो बहुत दूर हो गया, any competitive exam, such calculation should be done ना, कि 2 इधर जाएगा multiply होगा, 5 इधर जाएगा divide होगा. This kind of preparation has to be done before getting into the even thinking of any kind of competitive exam. Do I make sense? How do you say, Rizwan? Do you understand that? We really need to work hard, harder than others. इस बात को accept करो और बहुत खुश होकर उसको एफर्ट करके अच्छा करो, वरना फिर तकलीफ बढ़ती ही रहेगी, है ना? फिर कोई फायदा नहीं होगा कितना भी एक्स्ट्रा काम, बुक्स कुछ भी कर ले. All right, so we have this 60 kilometers. Can we go to the next question? Yes. How do you feel after doing this question? Nobody needs to delete a message. Why are you deleting a message? Hasib, Devansh, why are you deleting a message? Is there any trouble? You can tell me, nothing to worry. Vibhuti says goal, it is slow. Okay, Vibhuti, I don't know if this message just gets delivered to me now, so tell me if there is any trouble. Ashish, I hope you get the correct answer. I think I have already said twice. Nothing to worry, accept it and work on it. Always remember, nobody is born with the abilities. कोई भी पैदा नहीं होता सब कुछ लेके. Devansh says distance was given for upstream. No. The original information is with no condition. Devansh, this was with no condition. ठीक है? अच्छा guys, whenever you write a message, वो मेरे तक पहुंचते में टाइम लग रहा है, ठीक है? And also it is not in the same order. राइट? सो डोंट वरी, जैसे ही मेरे सामने डिस्प्ले होगा आई विल हैंडल दैट, ओके? हाँ, सो देयर वाज नो कंडीशन इन दिस इंफॉर्मेशन, देयर इज नो कंडीशन इन दैट इंफॉर्मेशन, ठीक है? Why 3 in upstream? Why 3 in upstream? मतलब 3 in upstream? No, this 3 is the question. Question में बोला है that C जितना टाइम लगाता है इस 210 को ट्रैवल करने में, whatever time C takes to travel 210 kilometer, in that much time, what is the difference between the distance traveled by A and B? Shaurya, the question says that. Santosh and Shaurya, the question is asking us to first of all, to find that time. कौन सा time? The time in which C travels 210 kilometers. And then the question is telling us that find the difference between these two things. What are these two things? Distance traveled by A in downstream in that much time, and the distance traveled by A in upstream in that much time. Which time? The time that C takes to cover 210 kilometers. Right? I hope Shaurya, Santosh, I have answered your doubts. Let's take the second question. Is it for downstream only? No. Wherever it is, you need to hold it to that situation ना, जहां पे भी है उसके हिसाब से करना है. See, इंग्लिश भी थोड़ा ध्यान से करना पड़ेगा. इंग्लिश भी जो है थोड़ा सा ध्यान से करना होगा, राइट? जस्ट रीड केयरफुली, ओके? देखो, मैं इसको पॉइंट आउट करने की कोशिश करता हूं. आई जस्ट ट्राई टू point out. Time taken by A to cover its upstream distance is 2.5 hours. Okay? This is one information. Close. This is one information. This is one information. इससे क्या मिलेगा? River speed मिलेगा. You will be able to find river speed from here. Also note that river speed is only for this question. Whatever calculation we will do, for example, we found the river speed, कितना था? That was 10 km per hour. This is only for this question, unless mentioned otherwise. Only for this question. This is one part. Now the second part. What is the second part? The second part is, what is the difference between total upstream distance? Total upstream distance is one item. Total downstream distance is one item. For boat A. Okay? In how much time? Okay, so this is one part, right? ये क्वेश्चन का, ये हमारा मेन क्वेश्चन है. दिस इज आवर मेन क्वेश्चन. इसका आंसर फाइंड करना है. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैव टू फाइंड आंसर फॉर. ओके, नाउ ये टाइम, व्हाट इज दिस टाइम? टाइम, व्हाट इज दैट टाइम? दैट इज गिवन हियर. C can travel 210 kilometers. So this is the third part. So from here you find the time. That time we got 3 hours. From here we found the speed of river, and then we found the upstream distance traveled by A, downstream distance traveled by A in this much time. ठीक है? Whatever is the question saying we used it. Okay? चलो, let's take it to the next question. All right. Is it used for downstream? Hasi, we used multiplied by 3 in both cases ना, दोनों में 3 से multiply कर दिया. ओके, सेकेंड क्वेश्चन देखो ध्यान से. एवरेज डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय बोट A, B, C in upstream. So once again you will have to do that. See, so this data was given for the normal situation, right? Still water, you can also say still water. This data was for normal condition, normal situation. Normal situation means no upstream, no downstream. This data was for no upstream, no downstream. But the questions are for upstream, downstream. So be careful, read carefully. Yes, perfect. This is an easier one. This must have less calculation as compared to the previous one, isn't it? It says find average distance traveled by boat A, B, C in upstream, right? So first, let's find the distances traveled in upstream. Okay. Average distance traveled by A, B, C in upstream. Okay, so what are the times that they have? Time of A would be 100 by 50, 2 hours. Time of B, that would be 50 divided by 25, 2 hours. Time of C, that would be 200 divided by 60. 200 by 60, that is 10 by 3 hours. Now, in these times, what will be the distances traveled in upstream? So, the distance traveled by A, कितना होगा? In this much time, into the speed. What is the upstream speed? What is the upstream speed of A? Acha, it is not saying what is the river speed. Does it mention the river speed? 2 into 40, that is 80. 5. $500 by 3. How do we calculate that? Just 1 second. Or do we really need that? It is 150 plus 200, that is 400. 400 divided by 3, 133 हो जाएगा ना. So उससे तो कम होना चाहिए. Upstream distance traveled should be lesser than that. Okay. It is not mentioning that we have to assume the river speed from the previous case. नहीं बोल रहा है ना ऐसा? ठीक है. तो एक काम करते हैं. We will take that. But does that work? Just a second. Does that work or not? We'll check that. So 50 minus 10, 40 into 2, 80. And 25 minus 10, that is 15 into 2, 30. And 60 minus that is 50. 500 by 3 हो रहा है तो 240, 500, 740 by 3. But that is wrong. 740 by 9 हो जाएगा. Is there anything missing from this question? Is there anything missing from this question? Because we need plus 200 plus 50. Okay. All right. Acha, only the distances given. Okay. ठीक है. Distances given here. So 150 and 200. Right? So 150, 350. Yes. So 100. Sorry. I think I did that. A little extra thinking. है ना? A little extra thinking. It is just that thing that we have. Yeah. I get that. So we have 100, but ये कैसे? Average distance traveled by boat in upstream, how is that possible? Okay. Acha. I get it now. This was given in upstream, right? I think somebody was saying that, na? कोई तो बोल रहा था. हाँ. I get it. ठीक है. Upstream ही है, right? ठीक है. So let's go back there, and we just take 100 plus 50 plus 200. So directly these distances divide by 3. So 350 divided by 3, that is 116.67 kilometers. ठीक है. Let's take up the next question. See what happens. ये वाला. I'll write the distances and the speed again. I'll just write the distances and the speed again. 75. All right. This was 100, 200, 150, 50 and 96, that is 200. Yes. Okay, now let's take up the third one. What happened? Ashish, you have deleted your message. Any trouble? Yes, Damodar, you are right. I can see your message now. Yes, Devansh. D kilometer. Okay, let me see. D kilometer is speed. Distance. Cover D kilometer. That is distance. This is distance. D kilometer is distance. Okay. D kilometer is the distance, or we have to assume as x. D is distance. D को ही ले लो. Unknown. हाँ, फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन के आंसर में चेंज नहीं होगा. दैट इज वी गॉट लकी. लिसन वेरी केयरफुली एवरीवन, प्लीज लिसन केयरफुली. एक बार ये सुन लो. संगेश हैज पॉइंटेड आउट एंड आई थिंक इट शुड बी क्लैरिफाइड टू एवरीवन. ध्यान से देखो. व्हाट डिड आई अज्यूम? टेल मी व्हाट डिड आई अज्यूम? आई अज्यूम दैट दीज आर नॉर्मल डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल्ड. ओके, प्लीज लिसन वेरी केयरफुली. प्लीज लिसन वेरी केयरफुली. Assuming normal distance, is there anything wrong with the calculation? No. Are you with me? Assuming normal distances, is there anything wrong with all the calculations? No, nothing wrong with any calculation. Assuming normal distance. ठीक है? Fine. Now look at the nature of question. When you subtract, this actually 50 and 50 gets cancelled, so we got lucky. We got lucky कि हमारा आंसर भी सही ही आया. Are you getting this point? हमने 50 उसका नॉर्मल स्पीड अज्यूम किया तो भी हमारा आंसर सही आया. We assumed 50 to be the normal speed instead of upstream speed. We still got our correct answer. Why? Because this 50 is getting cancelled. So only this 10, the value that we calculated, worked very well. So answer is right. If there was any other question, suppose the question was what is the downstream distance traveled by A, then that would be wrong. This particular value would be wrong if the question was about downstream speed. दोबारा से एक बार बोल देता हूँ. If I am assuming it as a normal distance, then there is nothing wrong with this process. Then there is nothing wrong with the process. Okay, Sangesh, I hope I have answered your question. Now, even if I am assuming it wrong, answer of this question is correct because वो 50 और 50 तो cancel ही हो गया ना. The actual speed would have been a little something different from 50. ठीक है? So everyone keep that in mind. The calculation was fine. The assumption was wrong, but given for this assumption, ये सब कुछ ठीक है. ये सब कुछ सही है. Okay? Did I answer your doubt, Sangesh? Tanish, we assumed 50 was the speed in still water ना? वो दिया है क्या? All 6 water. हाँ, चलो वो भी ठीक है. So इसका मतलब उसके assumption में भी कोई problem नहीं हुआ, है ना? So even assumption was not trouble, right? ठीक है. So this is the third question. Let's take up the third question. What does it say? Can we solve the third question? Yes, yes, yes. Correct, 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 correct. Understood both assumptions. Correct. Very good. Okay. Let's take up the third question. What does it say? Yes, Riya. I think हाँ अभी वो सब मैसेज मुझे दिख रहा है अपस्ट्रीम ही है अपस्ट्रीम है. अगर वो पहले लिखा होता या पहले अपीयर होता तो I would have made that change initially only. No, we cannot. Sangesh, I made a mistake in assuming, right? Sangesh, I'm making it very clear. I made a mistake in assumption, but हमारा answer सही आया. It was because of that kind of question. You know, it's like A minus B and A plus B, right? We assumed A to be something else, but what happened was when I subtract, it got cancelled and we got our answer as 2B, right, Sangesh? I hope you understand this. Okay, so I made a mistake, but for the given that assumption, there was nothing wrong in the process. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I hope that idea is clear, Sangesh. That even if we assumed any value there, we would have still got the same answer. Alright, let's take up this third question. What does it say? Time taken by boat B to cover given upstream distance is same as the time taken by it to cover D kilometer in downstream. Okay? So given upstream distance is how much? For B it is 50 kilometers. Okay? What is the speed of B? Speed of B is 25. So upstream distance, that is 50, divide by the speed is 25 minus y is the speed of river. Time taken by boat B to cover this given upstream distance is same as the time taken by it to cover D kilometer downstream. So D divide by downstream speed will be 25 plus y. ये हो गया. This is one information. This is first case. What is the next case? If time taken by boat B to cover D plus 15 kilometer in downstream is 3, so D plus 15 divide by the downstream speed will be 25 plus y and that is equal to 3. ठीक है? In fact, I'll write it here only. D plus 15 divide by 25 plus y, that is equal to 3. Yes, that makes sense. So what happens? We subtract. If we subtract, this right hand side will be D plus 15 minus D, that is 15 upon 25 plus y. And left hand side will be 3 minus this. So 3 minus 50 divided by 25 minus y. Are you with me on this? This item, this item. When you subtract, LCM same. 25 plus y, 25 plus y. Upar D plus 15 minus D. So 15. 3 minus 50 upon 25 minus y. Is that clear? Then I think it should be very easy. 25 minus y. So 75. Is there any other information that we have? D plus 15 kilometer. And we have to find D minus 15 kilometer. Okay. Can we have anything else in this? We will have to find the value of y and then we can find the answer. ठीक है यहाँ तक? From here, we have to find the value of y and then we can find the answer. Okay. So upstream distance is 50 kilometers. Speed is 25. Normal speed is 25. So reverse speed subtract होगा because upstream बोल रहा है. And D distance is given to be traveled in downstream. Read the question. Question पढ़ना है सिर्फ. Given distance, right, in upstream direction and D distance in downstream direction. That time is same. That's the question is saying. And दूसरा, time taken by B to cover D plus 15 in downstream is 3 hours. That is also given. We have to find the distance travelled in D minus 15 kilometers. Okay. So what we can do here is, we will have to do some calculation. It is slightly tricky that even if I take 50 to the other side, thoda calculation to hoga hi, hai na? It is going to have some calculation. So we have to, what we have to find is, this is 3, we have to find d minus 15 divided by 25 minus y. This is the question. The question is asking us the value of this, d minus 15 upon 25 minus y. Okay? This is what the question is asking us. है ना? ये दिया हुआ था और ये पूछा है. Okay. I'm just trying to see that इसको solve करने के लिए, to find the value of y, to solve this, is there anything that we can do? The variables are in denominator. If they are in denominator, I don't see there is any direct way to do it. है ना? So, it's better that we directly do our calculation, see what happens. 3 into 25 plus y. Okay, let's see. We have 3 into 25, 75 minus 3y minus 50 divided by 25 minus y, and that is equal to 15 upon 25 plus y. 15 upon, ये बार बार चिपक रहा है, 15 upon 25 plus y. So this will come out to be 75 minus 50, that is 25 minus 3y divided by 25 minus y equal to 15 upon 25 plus y. So it is coming out to be quadratic. नहीं, quadratic ही बन रहा है. Let's see, cross multiply, you will get 625 plus 25y, 625 plus 25y minus 75y, okay, minus 3y square is equal to 15 into 25 is 375 minus 15y. So from there we will have to find the value of y. I am running out of space, so where should I go? I am going to clean this because इसका काम हो गया, subtract करके ये आ चुका है. But yeah, but we will need this now to find the value of d. We are going to need it. We'll use that one. ठीक है. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this so that we have some space here and we can take up that equation here. Okay, let's see. Fine. So this gives us 25 minus 3y into 25 plus y, and that we have done there. We have minus 3y square. Bring all the y's together. So 25 minus 75 minus 50 plus 15 minus 35y plus 625 minus 375, 250. So plus 250 is equal to 0. Let's see if we can do something here. 3y square plus 35y minus 250 is equal to 0. Okay, 25 into 30. 50 into 15, perfect. So 3y square plus 50y minus 15y minus 250 is equal to 0, and that will give us, if I take y common, यहाँ से I take 5 common, है ना? So this will give us 3y plus 50, and that is equal to 0. Now this will give us a negative value of y. Speed of river cannot be negative. Y minus 5 equal to 0, this gives us y equal to 5. So we have got the value of y equal to 5. Put it here, 25 plus 5 is 30. 30 into 3 is 90. So d plus 15 is equal to 90. So d is equal to 75. Now put it here, 75 minus 15, 60. Divide by 25 minus 5, that is 20. So it should be 3 hours. Okay, so ये थोड़ा सा जो है extra calculation हमें करना पड़ा equation solving का. You know, I was just trying to identify that, see, यहाँ पे क्या problem हो रहा था? The variable, the unknown was in denominator. Our biggest enemy is a situation where we have variables in denominator. Always remember that. So I was just trying to see if we can take it to numerator somewhere. Yes, Tejeshwar, you are right. B is equal to, then the D also will be 50 kilometer. No, but D is not 60, na? D is 60, it is not 50. Okay? Maybe D is D part of the pie chart. नहीं यार, कहाँ पे ऐसा लगा? It's given in a comma, so that means it's a new thing. This is a new information that is given. It is a new information that is given. ठीक है? और कुछ? और क्या है? I will leave this in CAT rather than putting logic because but ये भी देखो that this was happening. At least This is happening on one of the most basic concepts that we learn in arithmetic, that is distance equal to. Please explain how you got the first equation. Okay. Time taken by boat B to cover given upstream distance. So distance 50 divided by speed. What is the speed of B? Speed of B is 25. And the river speed, so minus y. Upstream है ना? Upstream है, तो minus y. This is equal to time taken by, it cover D, so distance D divided by downstream. Question पढ़ना होता है. Question solve करने के लिए पता है सबसे बड़ा trick कौन सा होता है? Reading the question. Okay, so that is something that we need to do. So this value is equal to this value. That was the first equation. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So the tougher part of this was solving this one, because this gives us a quadratic equation. So in the chapter of time, speed, distance, there is already one level up, that is river, boat, and then there is a mix of quadratic equation that we need to solve. So it's all about experience of handling that combination, or the combination of pressures from different topics, different chapters. Yes, Sangesh, bolo. Minus sign common and cancelled, so 3y square. And now this is a quadratic. Middle term split kiya, 50 into 5, 50 into 15, that is 750, hai na? 250 into 3, this 250 into 3, 250 into 3, that is 750, right? And 750 ko break karo do parts mein, difference should be 35. So it is 50 into 15, right Sangesh? Usse aaya. Yes, what else? Anything else? Ashish, Sangesh? Tejeshwar, your answer is right. D option. If you are saying D option, then it is correct. Hai na? Okay. Ashish, I hope you got the explanation of first equation. Let's take one more question. ठीक है? ध्यान से देखो क्या क्या दिया है. So just read the question carefully. This also is a little longer. Identify all the information that is given. Vibhuti, I hope you got it. You know, in some situations you don't have alternate. You know, there is a very big myth that instead of doing this, do a shortcut. But shortcut is not possible always. Be practical, be real. Hai na? It is not possible to find a shortcut. You know, see, if you are guessing a value, then anyways it is a big trouble. In CAT, by guessing a value, you can never get good marks. Please remember this. Hai na? और ये बहुत carefully करना. I see that there are a lot of teachers who say कि ये दिमाग में सोच लो. But what is the basis of दिमाग में सोच लो? If there is a basis, then I'm okay with it. ठीक है? If there is a reason, कि reason क्या हो सकता है? That this is a multiple of 3. That is a very powerful reason. Right? If I have something which is multiple of 3 and here we have multiple of 3, then I'll rather check this value rather than Sangesh. This is also another way to look at some equation solving. कि अगर if this is a multiple of 3, this is a multiple of 3, I will check this first. If it satisfies, this is the answer. If it doesn't, then it is wrong. है ना? That ways. So otherwise, don't try to guess a value, because that would be the most dangerous thing. Yes, sir, we could subtract. Will get subtracted until d by 25 equal to 3. But d by 25 is not equal to 3, na? D by 25 is not equal to 3. Minus d plus 15 upon 25 plus y. Okay, that ways. Okay, so we could have got 30 by 25 minus y. But वही देखना है. See, the denominators were different. In one of them, the denominator was 25 plus y. Okay, Giri, Om Giri, check कर लो इसको. 25 minus y. The denominators were different. We could do that if the denominators were same. Am I right? If the denominators were same, we could do that. है ना? Otherwise, just be careful. All right. What is the total time taken by boat F, this is what is the total time taken by boat F to go the given distance in upstream and d plus 60 in downstream if time taken by boat A to cover the given distance in upstream is same as the time taken by boat F to cover d plus 50 km in down. So first, now again this d is a new information. पीछे वाले से कोई, yeah, yes Shaurya, this I said in the beginning itself that the river speed could be different in different questions. And that's the challenge, that's the point. है ना? So here it says what is the total time taken by boat to go the given distance in upstream and d plus 60 in downstream. So what is the given distance? Given distance is for F given distance is 200. So the time taken would be 200 divided by speed of F. What is speed of F? That is 55. So 55. And that is upstream. So 55 minus the river speed plus, okay, d plus 60 kilometers downstream. So d plus 60 divided by 55 plus y. This is our question. Okay? That is the question. Do we understand that? ये हमारा question है. To find the answer of this, I need the value of y and I need the value of d. Now, this part is over. What is the next part? It says if time taken by boat A to cover the given distance in upstream, time taken by A to cover the given distance in upstream, so it is 100 divided by, speed will be 50 minus y, right, is equal to, Ashish, read the question carefully. It is telling us that the time taken by A to cover given distance in upstream, ये एक part खत्म, is the same as the time taken by boat F to cover d plus 50 kilometers. So d plus 50 divided by F in downstream. What is F speed? 55 plus y. This is the question. Is it clear? ध्यान से देखना, इधर 60 है, इधर 50 है. Very carefully you have to do that. It is also given that boat B, अरे बाप रे, एक और नया आ गया. Yes? Are you guys with me? Are you guys with the question? Patience तो रखना पड़ेगा. I mean you cannot just real watching की तरह DI नहीं solve होता. Okay? Never expect that. And if somebody is telling you कि ऐसा हो जाएगा, तो फिर वो बहुत बड़ा trouble है. Be careful of that. Boat B can cover d kilometer in still water in 6 hours. Fantastic. So boat B, still water में d kilometer. What is the still water speed of B? Still water speed of B is 25. So d by 25, that is equal to 6 hours. Nice. So this is much easier and faster. This is, I would say, easier than the previous question. So d equal to 150, put it here. So 150 plus 50, 150 plus 50, 200. Divide by 55 plus y, and this is 100. Okay, so I'll write it again. 100 upon 50 minus y is equal to 200 upon 55 plus y. So this is much easier because even if the variable is in denominator, we are getting cross multiplication and answer. So 55 plus y is equal to 2 into 50 is 100 minus 2y, right? So y plus 2y, that is 3y. 100 minus 55, that is 45. So y is 15. So I have got y equal to 15 and d equal to 150. दोनों चीजें मिल गई. We have got y equal to 15 and d equal to 150. Put it here. So 200 divided by 55 minus 15, that is 40. 200 divided by 40. Here 200 plus 60. 200 plus 60, that is 150. I'm so sorry, 150. So 150 plus 60, 210. Divided by 55 plus 15, that is 70. Nice. So this is 5 hours, this is 3 hours. So 5 plus 3. So this is a much better situation, much better calculation as compared to the previous question, because yes, it got easy at the end. You can skip not now. While preparation, you cannot even imagine of skipping anything. Okay? Chalo, let's change the mood. Let's take a different example, different set. Ye wala. Look at this. What does it tell you? What does it tell you? I give you 3 minutes. Read the set, read the information carefully and see what it tells you. Okay? Just read and tell me if there is any word, any part of the sentence that you don't understand. Om, I hope you got it in the previous question. This one is much easier as compared to the previous one. It was time, speed, distance concept anyways makes you a little bit of, makes the situation a little bit time consuming. This is more like counting and simple multiplications. The values are also small, at least in the second part. Yes, do you understand the information? Do you understand the information first? It says average number of bulbs, that is LED and CFL, sold and number of CFL sold. Okay. Average, so one value is average and one value is one of them. One value is average and one value is one of them. है ना? This is a much easier set. I'll just try to explain one of them. Let's say Anuj. Right? Color coding. In DI you will always see that, okay, यहाँ तो ठीक है. Axis we have the names. Then these are the line graphs. Every turn or every corner gives us a value. One way could have been that there was an axis and then the values are marked here. But this is an easier situation because the value is already given at those corners. The value is already given at those corners. 350, 850. तो हमें ग्राफ में नहीं देखना या एक्सिस के ऊपर नहीं ढूंढना. Okay, that is one thing. Now, the blue line is average of the bulbs. So 300 is the average of two values. And one of them is CFL, which is given in orange. Orange line is the CFL value. And average of two items, that is given blue line. What does it mean? For example, Anuj ke liye, if I assume that LED is X. For Anuj, if I assume LED is X, then X plus the CFL value, that is 360, divide by 2, this average is equal to 300. Do we understand that? So 2 into 300, that is 600, 600 minus 360, that is 240. That is 240. So for Anuj, CFL bulbs are 360 and LED bulbs are 240. You can check the average is 300. Can we do that mentally? Yes, we can. if 300 is the average, then the total will be, if 300 is the average, then the total will be 600. If 240 is the average, total will be 480. Sorry, this is not. If 400 is the, blue line is the average, so 400 is the average, that means total will be 800. If 400 is the average, total will be 800. If 500 is the average, total will be 1000. If 700 is the average, total will be 1400. From there, can we find the values of, number of LED bulbs? Yes. 600 minus 360, 240. 800 minus 240, that is 560. So the things in the red colors here are all LED numbers. 800 minus 480, 320. 1000 minus 850, 150. 1400 minus 350, that is 1050. Do we have all the values in place? Samajh aa rahi hai baat? Can we see some response here? Do we understand this? So for all the people, we have already calculated. So I think most of you can see that this is a much easier set, much easier question. Yes, can you respond by mentioning whether you find it easy to understand or not? Okay, let's take up some questions in this. First question, you can see on board. First question is this. Perfect. Yes, very good. Chalo, solve karo. So you don't need to create a separate table. You hear only all the red values that I have written right now, they are all LED numbers, and CFL numbers are already there on the graph. These are selling prices of each LED and selling prices of each CFL. So we will need them to find the total value. We need to multiply the number of items into the price. Okay. This question, find the difference between selling price of all the LEDs sold. So you can see it is a direct question. Selling price of LEDs, okay, and CFL, selling price of CFL, and it is for RF. So just go to the graph, identify RF. RF is this one, okay. Number of LEDs is 150, okay. So 150. कुछ गलत लिखा नहीं, ठीक है, बिल्कुल 150 into what is the selling price of LED for RF, that is here. So selling price of LED of RF, LED is blue one, that is 3. CFL, how many CFL? 850. And what is the selling price of CFL for RF? It is 2. You know, look at the color coding. So 850 into 2, that is 1700, and 150 into 3, that is 450. Subtract. So in दोनों का difference, order नहीं बोला है, so simple difference, right? So 1250. 1250 is the difference value. Where is the option? 1250, option C is the correct answer. All right. This is a much basic session, very basic questions. चलो ये वाला करो. Let's take up this question. So this is the last question that I am giving you. ठीक है, इसके बाद I can answer your questions, queries, anything that you wish to ask about CAT or preparation or studies, about quant, about DILR. This session is a part of the last batch. अभी तो I think this is a general session ना, Ravi? This is a general foundation session, and this will form the basis, and we'll go ahead from here to the third batch, right, Ravi? Okay. So now we focus on Anuj, and we focus on LEDs, CFLs, but this is for Anuj and this is for Abhay. Be extremely careful. अलग अलग लोग हैं. For Anuj, this is 300, 600, 240. 240 is LED, 360 is CFL. We want LED. So 240 into LED price for Anuj. What is LED price for Anuj? It is 4. And Abhay, where is Abhay? Abhay is here. Average is 400, so total 800. 800 minus 240 is 560. So 560 is the number into Abhay CFL price. Abhay CFL price is 8. Oh, what is the trouble? 960, and that is 4,400. Have I taken the questions correctly? SP of all the LEDs sold by Anuj. Anuj number was, average was 300, double 600, 360 was CFL, so 240, है ना? 240 into Anuj का जो price है for LED is 4. So 240 into 4 is 960. And this is 560 into 8. 80, 86 are 48. 44. Right? Then it says, is how much percentage more or less? So this is clearly less than this. है ना? So this should be around 80% ना? कितना less हो रहा है? How much is it less? It is 3520. So how do I calculate? 3520 divided by Abhay. Abhay is 4480. Normal percentage calculation into 100. So 11 threes are almost 3 and almost 4. So 75% approximately. If you look at the options are very far. मैंने गलत पढ़ लिया क्या भाई? फिर से 240 into sold by Abhay. Did I make any mistake in reading it? Abhay's price is 8, na? Each CFL. I took CFL की जगह LED का price. Okay, I get it. I get LED का price, है ना? I took the price of LED, right? यही हुआ ना गड़बड़? I took the price of LED. Okay, so CFL is 400, not 400, 240. Yes, so 240 into 8. 240 into 8. ये तो सेम ही रह गया फिर तो 50% ही रह गया ना. I mean it's just, फिर इतना ड्रामा क्यों किया? ये तो सेम ही रह गया. Okay, so 240, this was correct. This is 240 into 8. तो it is just same. 18, 19, 20. So 960 is how much percentage less than 1920? Just half, exactly half. Yes, I got it. So it is simply half. Half का मतलब है 50%. Option A is the correct answer. Right. So, I mean, if you want the next question, I can give you the screen. You can take a screenshot of this and then you can ask anything if you want to now. Please go ahead. The level of this set is good level. It is good candidate. This question is a good candidate to appear in any exam because of the, what are the things that are involved? The language, right? Correct interpretation of language, correct interpretation of the values that are there in the graph. Then there's a lot of scope of making mistake. I made so many mistakes, है ना? Do you understand that? छोटी छोटी चीजें. If you don't read it carefully, you make a mistake. If you don't follow the calculation, you make a mistake, and so many things. Okay? Yeah. Yes, correct. We did that. We did that. Yes, Vibhuti, Siddhi, we did that. 50%. So what I was saying was that there is a lot of importance when you do LRDI. एक तो language of the question. One thing is language of the question. You need to really read very carefully. है ना? When we are doing it on the board, maybe एक दो mistake हो गए तो कोई बात नहीं, but we can't afford to do the same mistake in the exam. So we have to be very particular at every time, very sensitive. Just mark the mistake. एक बार 1 मिनट के लिए बैठ के सोच लेना है and then फिर आगे बढ़ना है. ठीक है? Then उसके बाद language. Then the next thing that we spend a lot of time in equation solving. So what kind of equations are very important? Linear equation, एक तो ये है, linear equation. दूसरा quadratic equation. What kind of quadratic equation? One variable quadratic equation only. So factorization and all those things should be absolutely very, very clear. Okay. तीसरा जो चीज है that is calculations. अब calculation should be good for numbers up to 100. Numbers up to 100. Numbers up to 100. ठीक है? Are we clear about that? अच्छा, Tejeshwar, Mansi and Aditi has solved also. Very nice children. Very nice. Very good. ठीक है? So इन चीज़ों का ध्यान रखेंगे from the beginning itself and slowly we have to build up. One thing that you need to understand that if you are starting now, even if it is for this year exam, you need to understand that you are already ahead of at least 70-75% of people, because there are a lot of people who don't even start. There are a lot of people who just go across on internet, on Google, trying to find out the answers. And answers of what? Strategy क्या होगा? 99 percentile का strategy क्या होगा? There is only one strategy. You sit down on your whatever and study. And study in parts. Break the things into parts, small parts, and focus on weekly and daily target. That is the only strategy. Because mostly I have seen the people who ask for the method, they only keep asking for the method. Method of finding 99 percentile or method of getting 100 percentile. So stop asking that and start working, because that's the only way to increase the percentile by 1 percentile, 2 percentile, 3 percentile, 10 percentile, 20 percentile and so on. There is no direct way. There is no strategy that anyone can give you. Even if anyone gives you a strategy, it is for a few months. Start working on that strategy. Okay? Start sitting on your table, chair, whatever you have. Start solving the questions one by one. Identify which are your difficult areas and which are your easy areas. Okay? Solve everything under the easy area that you have. Everything under the sun. I mean, under the sun means, in general we say that around 100 questions in a chapter in quant is good enough, and around 20 sets in a type of LRDI is good enough. That's what we say. But if it is not enough for you, do some more. ये नहीं बोलने का कि आपने बोला था 20 सेट कर लो टॉपिक अच्छा हो जाएगा. नहीं, मैंने ये नहीं बोला. I'm saying that is a generalized thing. Some people may take more. Some people may be able to do even in less. Understand that and accept it and work on it. Keep working on it constantly. I hope that helps. So ये last वाला point याद रखना है. Break your targets in the smaller parts. Work on them individually, consistently. Right? When now, if those who are going for this year CAT, now we have around 100 days. 120 days, 115 days, that doesn't matter. In 100 days, how much work can you do in any case practically? बहुत practical simple बात बता रहा हूँ. चमत्कार तुम्हारे साथ तो होने नहीं वाला या किसी के साथ भी नहीं होने वाला. I hope that makes sense, right? So that you keep working practically. चमत्कार happens in the movies. You know, जैसे कोई मिल गया, somebody came from alien and माथे पे हाथ लगाया and सब कुछ अच्छा हो गया. That doesn't happen in normal life. Calculate sensibly 120 days, how much work can I do? 120 days in a day, if I'm not doing anything, I can do around 50 questions of quant every day, 50 questions of quant, not from one topic, at least from two topics. If you break it in 3, good enough. And that will be good actually. Okay? 50 questions of QA, 4 or 5 sets of LR DI both, मतलब 2 set LR का 2 set DI का. ठीक? And whatever your mind, your brain permits, the remaining for VA and RC. Right? Because VA, RC eats up a lot of your brain energy. Do you agree with that? Please comment something if you understand that. VA, RC, it takes up your subconscious energy a little bit. Quant में क्या है? वो पत्थर मार वाली पढ़ाई है. LRDI actually drains your energy. Do you understand the difference? LRDI takes up your energy. Okay, completely. Right? Even if you sit at one place and you do 2 sets, 3 sets, and if it is lengthy, it will actually drain your energy. VRC में क्या होता है? It takes your subconscious mind that you would have read something somewhere, some word, some sentence, and वो वहाँ पे इस्तेमाल हो रहा है, and so on and so forth. Quant is like हथौड़ा मार वाली पढ़ाई है, आप करते जाओ अच्छा होता जाएगा, as simple as that. इस बात पे भरोसा करो, वही एक तरीका है अच्छा करने का. You know, trust me, I'm giving you the no fancy. I mean, in the last 1.5 hours, I have not used any fancy jargon. I have not used any fancy word. You know, because that doesn't work. है ना, बहुत ईमानदारी से, honestly, I am sharing all these thoughts with you. Anything that works takes time. Whose time? Yours. Okay? 1 घंटा कम सो सकते हैं क्या? बाहर जाना completely बंद कर सकते हैं क्या? Instagram, Facebook completely delete. चलो Facebook मत करो because the classes will happen there. But can we just simply uninstall those apps which are not necessary? You know, so something like this. If you're thinking of a bigger target, the effort has to be slightly bigger than that. Right? Getting into IIMs, getting into a good package, whatever it is, whatever is your agenda, whatever is your target. Also compare with where you are. If you are assuming कि मैं बिना कुछ किए बिना, if I am capable of earning 1 lakh rupees now and 2 years I'll get 30 lakh rupees, will that be sensible? Just think about it. You know, I'm just pointing to only the practical things that humanly are possible. Okay, humanly, is it possible to get 100 percentile humanly? Yes, it is possible. Is it possible to do it without studying for the next 4 months? No. Is it possible to get 100 percentile with less studying? No. No doubt about it, no confusion. Is it possible to get 90 percentile with less studies? Yes. But that's the whole game, no? 90 to 100 is the whole game. I'll just give practically, you can check it anywhere on the net, it's there on the iQUANTA website also. Look at the score required to get a certain percentile. In quant, last year in CAT 23, if somebody got 5 or 6 score, got a percentile of 80 above. ठीक है, अगर किसी का स्कोर 12-13 था तो 85-90 के बीच, 17-18 पे तो ऑलरेडी वो 92 percentile, and then 40, 50, 60 it required to go to the score of percentile of 100. Understand that. ठीक है, 6 मार्क्स 70-80 percentile ऑलरेडी है. 6 मार्क्स का मतलब होता है 2 questions, 2 questions. 6 marks में 2 questions. 2 questions out of 22 questions. Okay? 0 score pe you will get 45-50 percentile. So without studying anything, as I always say, in the beginning I said, because you are doing some work on an afternoon, that already means you are above 75% of the people. Why? Because जो कुछ भी नहीं किया होगा उसका भी 50 percentile के आसपास आ जाएगा, 40 के आसपास. Have you seen that scorecard or the examples last years or even many of the last years? At a score of 0 you get 45-50 percentile. किसी साल 30, किसी साल ज़्यादा 50, 55, 60 percentile at a 0 score. So that's another thing. I mean, you are already at a better position. If you don't know anything, don't mark anything, you'll still be better than 50% of the aspirants. I hope some of you are smiling, right? So, and interestingly, some of the colleges have that requirement, 50 percentile in VA, 50 percentile in Quant, 50 percentile in DILR, right? So that's such a beautiful thing. So those who are really seriously planning to do something, work on some questions. Out of 22, do 3 or 4 questions, you get 80 percentile. Now, some of you, or in fact a lot of you, have capability to do more than that. Focus on that. If there are 5 segments in quant, let's say number system, geometry, algebra, arithmetic, and higher maths like permutation, combination, probability. Number system तो आधे से ज़्यादा सबको आता होगा ना, सबने 10 तो किया होगा. Arithmetic, percentage, profit loss, those things. Doing percentage profit loss will also help in data interpretation. LR has nothing much to do with mathematics. It's more about brain game, mental game. Anyways, you are working on language for BARC, so why not to do LR also with that? Okay, so mix and match, focus on the things properly and try to do it slowly, a little bit, but with a lot of intent. I always use that word, intent, niyat. कि नियत से घुस के उसके अंदर काम करें, स्लोली करें, डेली करें, करते रहें. ठीक है? So that's all from my side. Now I'll take up your questions if you have any. Yes, Manshi, that's all for today. I hope it's more than motivation, it propels कि okay, I'll stabilize more, I'll rather calm down more, है ना? Calm down more and do it with a lot of intent. कि करके ही सोऊंगा, करके ही कुछ और करूंगा. That kind of intent will be really helpful. ठीक है? Otherwise the iCAT series, the mock test that we have just started, is like exact or very close or the closest replica of the CAT papers, especially 2023, 2022. वो करो. The books questions that we have, iQUANTA के books के अंदर या IIM ABC batch के अंदर, those questions are of very good quality. So those who are like halfway or more than halfway of their courses, go to those assignments of IIM ABC batch. तो इस तरह से अपने आप को upgrade करने की कोशिश करो. ठीक है? Sir, we need this. Okay. चलो, all the best, all the best, all the best. I'm here. My name is Raj Kumar Jha. I said that in the beginning. I can say that now. I have appeared in CAT almost 18 times, and credential achievement jo bhi bolo, I have got 100 percentile in quant 6 times and other things. Right? So if you want to connect with me, if you want to study with me, you can, some of you have joined the 3rd batch. Start from there. I think this week it will start. Algebra, geometry ka backlog, I don't understand where to start from. Very basic. One thing is, Rutuja, you can go to the recordings of the initial classes of algebra and geometry and start from the basic exercises that are given in your iQUANTA book. है ना? वहाँ से शुरू करो, फिर आगे बढ़ो. I'll finish by concepts and syllabus by mid-August. Then shall I start full length? You should start full length mock test now. Viraj, start with the full length mock test now. 1 mock test in a week, not more than 1. Because खाली test नहीं देना. अगर बुखार होता है तो थर्मोमीटर लगा के रखते हैं क्या? ये रोज लगाते हैं क्या? नहीं ना. If you check the temperature with thermometer and then you take medicine. So test is medicine. Okay, sorry, test is temperature checking, thermometer. It's not medicine. So check किया, फिर work किया, फिर check किया, फिर work किया. So start the testing now. 1 test every week. That's good enough. And work on the weak areas what you identify during the test, and then go ahead. Yes. Anything else? Any other thing that I can that you want me to comment on, talk about? Go ahead, फटाफट करो, क्योंकि जो आप लिखोगे वो पहुंचेगा मेरे पास 30 सेकंड बाद, है ना? I'm a student from the last batch. Kindly tell me where to start. Prakhar, I think your classes are beginning from Saturday or Sunday, जो भी है ना? Start from there. Follow the class schedule very religiously, है ना? Very solid intent. And वो topics follow करें, and जैसे जैसे instruction मिलता जाएगा उसको follow. We have a very strong plan for the last batch because we have less time. So we will not be doing things which are not necessary. We will focus on the important things so that we can utilize time in the best possible manner. है कि नहीं? And just follow the instruction there. I think Rizwan is starting from this week end or the beginning of the week, है ना? अभी से start हो जाएंगे. Okay. Anything else? Chalo, alright, so I'll see you guys in the classes. I think batch 1 में तो मेरा class अभी नहीं है, batch 1 is over, regular classes. I'll be taking a few classes of revision for batch 1 in the coming weeks जहाँ पे we'll take strong difficult questions of the chapter that you have done, that will work as revision or marathon for batch 1, and for batch 2 it will be a testing and batch 3 के लिए अलग से करेंगे. If we start now, can I make it to again Santosh? If I ask you like this, are you ready to put 8-9 hours every day? Then I can answer your question. Okay, I'll answer that very clearly and carefully for everyone. The question is, can I, starting now, can I get 99 percentile? Give 8 hours every day, then there is a chance of getting 99. There is a very good chance of getting 99 percentile. 8 hours every day without any exception. आंधी आए, तूफान आए, बुखार हो, घर में शादी हो, कुछ भी हो जाए. Other than the medical emergency or life and death situation, can you commit to that? Every day का मतलब होता है पता क्या? Every day का मतलब होता है every day. Can you commit to that? If you can commit to that, then 99 क्या 99.9 percentile भी आ सकता है. I hope I have made it very very clear. There is no confusion. When I say every day, it means every day. Then you cannot come and say कि सर एक दिन तो चलता है ना, रेस्ट तो कर ही सकते हैं ना, तो दोस्त की शादी में तो जाना पड़ेगा ना. नहीं जाना पड़ेगा. बहुत क्लियर है इसमें. कोई ऐसा स्कोप, आई सी लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु आर वर्किंग, दे से कि वी आर वर्किंग सो डोंट कीप अ क्लास ऑन संडे. अरे आई वुड पुट मोर क्लासेस ऑन संडे फॉर यू, because I feel that you are not able to give more time on weekdays. So I'll put more classes for you on Sunday so that you can utilize that. Try to understand that there is no balance. देखो भाई, there is no balance. There is no balance in life and in the ambitions. इसमें कोई balance नहीं है. The day you understand, you will be the happiest. The way I am now. Now it doesn't bother me कि सुबह कितने बजे उठना है, शाम को कितने बजे काम करना है, कोई क्लास है, कब है. It doesn't bother me now because perhaps I have achieved that mental situation wherein I realize that if I go and try to fight with the situation, it won't work. The only thing that I can do, I learn and I make myself better in that area. As simple as that. ठीक है? I hope I have answered that 99 percentile वाला thing and also about working वाला thing. ठीक है यार, सिंपल से ना, बहुत दिमाग नहीं लगाना होता है, काम करना होता है. पेन, पेपर, बुक, कंप्यूटर, व्हाटएवर यू हैव, पुट इट इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू, ओपन द क्वेश्चन, सॉल्व इट, बस. इसके अलावा कोई और काम नहीं. और ये डेली करना होता है. हाँ, मेक श्योर दैट यू हैव डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड योर टाइम अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिक्वायरमेंट. आई ऑलवेज से इक्वली नहीं, अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिक्वायरमेंट. ये इंपॉर्टेंट बात है. अकॉर्डिंग टू द रिक्वायरमेंट मीन्स इफ समबडी हु इज रियली गुड विद क्वांट, देन फोकस मोर टाइम ऑन LRDI and English. And vice versa, somebody is really good with English, then give more time to LRDI and Quant, something like that. So balance उस हिसाब से कर सकते हो. बाकी और कोई बैलेंस लाइफ में नहीं आएगा कभी. ठीक है? Including live session, Rizwan, definitely no. Not including live session and application classes. 8 hours of your time. ठीक है? Now when I say 8 hours मतलब क्या? आप बैठो, solve करो, check करो, solution check करो, उसको rebuild करो and so on. Okay? 8 hours of your time. Okay, Rizwan, I hope I have made, and everybody has a different requirement. Somebody may need 8 hours every day, somebody may need 6 hours every day, somebody may need 2 hours every day. So don't generalize it, right, Rizwan? For you, I have answered your question, okay? And for others, it may be different, right? Did I make my answer clear, Rizwan? Fine. Also there is a lot of assumption ना कि अभी तक कुछ भी नहीं किया है, then I would say 8 hours, right? It also depends how much work is already been done. Do you agree with that? What about others? Comment on this so that the idea becomes clear to all of you. Sectional week में कितनी बार देना चाहिए? 1 mock, 1 sectional, as simple. Riya, 1 sectional every week. And sectional is more about how much confident or how much less confident you feel in that area. Accordingly choose करो, है ना? And again, whether you take mock or you take sectional, more than score and percentile, focus on the learning from those topics, right? Solve those questions again. What is the reason behind it? The questions in sectional, questions in mock, they are of good quality, right? So if you are not able to do them during the test, okay, that is one part of it. Feel good, feel bad about it, no problem. Feel bad about it. But after an hour, take the test again, take pen and paper and solve all those questions again in such a manner that if those questions appear in front of you again, you should be able to do them. वो फिर आपको करना possible होना चाहिए. Okay? All right. If we are starting from last batch, then from when do we should give mock? Ritika, if you have done something on your own, let's say 40-50% अगर कुछ पढ़ा है, then you can start giving right away, or you can wait for at least let's say 3-4 chapters in quant, and similarly a few topics in LR and VARC. That would be. Yes, Mohit, we'll start with the third batch, I think this week end or Monday. Okay. Yes, children. So I hope this interaction was helpful to you. And I would request you to give feedback. Go to the Facebook page of iQUANTA CAT preparation. Whatever you felt about this session, mention it there. Will you do that? ठीक है. चलो, I'll take a break from here. ठीक है. Okay. Thank you so much, children. You guys be happy, be healthy, eat healthy. Health is the most important part. Thank you so much. Take care. I am ending the session now. Okay.